So, I figured I would finally give my 2 cents on this whole issue. Being a doctor main and close to red ranks, I'm nearly there, rank 8. I'm almost there. About the doctor rework and the ruin nerf. They're they massacred my boy. What else can I say? They massacred him. What made Doctor, I guess you could say, good was being able to stop a loop. You know, you just shock them, and they're stunned for 2 seconds. You go up there and get a free hit, and it's just, oh, it's bad. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. I've seen the videos. There's the delay from the shock. They said it's not meant to do that, but I've seen people like True Talent and Odds use it effectively, but we gotta think about the average player base. Those that are in red ranks that aren't as good as them. And it's just, I don't even know where to begin. I'm lost for words, really. I'll adapt, without a doubt, but a staple of a doctor was impossible skill check doc. Like, that was a fun build to run, but now that Ruin's dead, that build's out the window. And it's just, Lord, that static blast, it looks like it'll be good for just finding people, but the cooldown, why a long cooldown? Why about a minute? That's very long. In the span of a minute, 2 generators can get done. Or sometimes 3. Sometimes 3 generators can be done in a minute, if in a perfect scenario. I'm not looking forward to the changes at all, really. I mean, yeah, new music and all for them, but yay. But this is what I think the go-to build for Doctor is gonna be if my controller doesn't mess up like it does right here. Just give me a moment. As if the controller does not mess up. There we go. This here is gonna be the new quote-unquote, I guess you could say, build for Doctor, in my opinion, because the static blast affixes terror radius. I'm gonna go through it. Corrupt intervention to block those faraway gens, because you're gonna be gen rush now. Distressing to increase your terror radius, meaning your static blast to find out where more people are. Whispers to know when somebody's within a 32-meter range of you, so you know when to activate your static blast. And then Noed, because Ruin's dead. This is the only perk that killers have now that'll give us a chance, and that's Noed. I flip-flop between Noed and Ruin all the time on Doc, just because how it feels. Because people are saying it's like, oh, they'll cleanse it. Yeah, they cleanse it within the first 15 seconds of the game. And I'm calling Monto out on this. In his comments, he said 20 out of the 20 games, only 4 times his Ruin was cleansed. Monto, I'm calling you out on this. You know very well at red ranks, people don't even bother to cleanse totems unless it's a Devour Hope or a Haunted Grounds, just to get it out of the way. Red ranks will go through those skill checks like it's nothing. Calling you out on that, Monto. And that's red ranks. Their skill checks are always great, and that can also mean they didn't even bother cleansing Ruin just because of how easy it was. So there's my little call out. And then the calm notes, I didn't put the purple calm notes because I saw in Monto's video when he was doing a build, all purples were gone, so the purples were changed. So I'm going with just these 2 calm notes, and these all would increase your static blast. if it's gonna work the way I think it's gonna work. But that looks like it's gonna be the go-to build for Doctor now, considering what there is. Because let's be honest, a lot of these maps are huge. They're not killer friendly. A lot of them are very survivor oriented. When I've played Survivor, I'm able to run around, run a killer around like it's nothing. I hardly play Survivor. I'm a rank 12 Survivor. I'm right there in the middle. And it just goes down to maps. But what we're gonna see now because of this nerf is more Nurse and Hillbilly. Just Nurse and Hillbilly. On console we might see Hag. Might see Hag on console. Just because it's nearly impossible to aim with Nurse. And possibly Freddy. Just so that he teleports to the gens. So these four, Freddy, Hag, Hillbilly, and Nurse, are ones we might see. And Spirit. Don't forget about everybody's waifu at the bottom, Spirit. They're going to be seeing her a lot more, but... Now my thoughts on the Ruin nerf. I've already read the patch notes. Behavior devs, why? Why? There's always been a risk. There's always been a risk to running Ruin. And before anybody starts saying, it's like, oh, you use Ruin as a crutch. Well, what do you use, Mr. Survivor main? I use Dead Hard, Decisive Strike, and Borrow Time. Yeah, stop talking. And then there'll be some of those killers saying you use it as a crutch perk. Well, look at what these killers, look at what some of these people, some of these killer mains say when they say that you use it as a crutch perk. Hillbilly, Nurse, and Spirit. Those killers don't need it. Behavior, I get it's your first time making the game and all, but you're so survivor biased. You're killing your own game. Literally killing your own game, Behavior. Evolve was such a flop. People are flocking to this game. Friday the 13th is dead. Behavior, this is the only game like this out there now with a pretty big player base. You can hardly find anyone on Friday the 13th, and Evolve servers are shut down. I'll have to play it to give it my full opinion just to see how it is, because on paper is one thing, then playing it's the other, but seeing it, I know True Talent, he's not impressed. Neither is Odds. Odds isn't impressed at all. I honestly don't know what to think, really. I don't know what to think. It's really a rough time for killers. It's always been a rough time for killers. You can flop these around with what you want, but this is what I would think would be a go-to build. What the average person would think if their static blast is all about their terror radius. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting couple of months. It's gonna be very, very interesting. Feel free to let me know what y'all think about this, but that's all I can really say about this on the moment, because I'm at just a loss for words, really. Because a lot of what already needs to be said has been said, and this is just my opinion as a Dacta main. I'm mainly just interested in the Doctor changes. His chase music's gonna be annoying. I know that, at least from what I've heard on streams. But that's just how it is. That is how it is. If anything, for us killers, our queue times are going to be shorter, so that's a plus. But for all my killer mains out there, I do not blame y'all for running NOAD. Do not. As somebody who's played Survivor and Killer, I do not blame y'all for running NOAD. It's literally, NOAD is your last line of defense when you get gen rushed. is the only way to apply pressure. But that's my 2 cents on it. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll give a full in-depth guide when it comes out. This is just my little rant, because I figured I'd let this sit a bit whenever it came out, and just see what people say. I'm interested to hear what y'all got to say, and I'll see y'all in the next one.